Hello, Oracles. My goodness. Tesla stock up over 7% to start this week off. That is phenomenal news. Now, we're going to get into some reasons why we could have seen this today. Some have to do with the charts. We got some news coming out from an analyst about all the catalysts that we could see for Tesla stock going through the second half of this year. But is that really going to be all that it is that drove us up 7%? Well, we'll take a look at some other things too, but sometimes the market just moves the way the market wants to move. The entire NASDAQ was up over 1.5% as well. So, very exciting day when it comes to some tech stocks. And then looking at NVIDIA earnings coming up on Wednesday, we're going to take a look and see if that's going to be a good thing or a bad thing for Tesla as well. Then we also have the Jackson Hole Symposium that begins on Thursday. So, awesome start to the week. We'll pay attention to what's going to happen for the rest of this week, but we're looking pretty good so far. We'll get into the details in just a minute. All right, so looking at the charts here, again, up 7.33% on the day, closing at 231.28, up another 0.5% after hours. Now, we are still in this downward channel that we're looking at right here. We did create a gap today at 217. So, you know my affinity for gaps, and so this gap has now been created. We did not fill it intraday. We'll see how the rest of the week plays out. It's within this channel. We could easily fill it and then continue upward. Looking at volume today, we're at 135 million shares trading hands on a good solid green day. Higher volume, moving upward. That is positive bullish news. And we came out of this oversold range, now at 40.74 on the RSI. Now, when we're looking at the lines of Gort here, we can see that all last year we were coming down. This year we started going up. And even though we've been going up, we've come down, we've gone up, and now we've come down. Right above this mark here on the green line was a $214 level of support. We bounced right off of that, staying within this upward channel. So yes, while we were on a downward move, which we still see in the other charts, it is now on an upward channel as well over the longer term. So the questions are, which channel are we staying in? Are we going to stay in the long-term upward channel, or are we going to break that and come down below this? Now, as Gort has here, right on this point is $200. As time goes on, that number moves up. So we're continuing upward here. So this is just, let's pay attention to see what happens. Again, this week we have NVIDIA earnings Wednesday and the Jackson Hole Symposium starting on Thursday. And so again, on the day chart, we are still on this downward trend. We're looking at this $235 level here as it's going up. So what I'm paying attention to on the charts going forward, and again, the charts are just one small piece of what I look at, but looking on the charts alone, if we break out of this downward channel, I'm going to be looking above us here on the long-term trend to maybe fill this gap up at 289.52. If we do not break out of this and we continue downward, I'm going to pay attention to the longer-term trend to see if we're going to break down on that, fill this gap here, and potentially break below 200. So again, charts are just one small piece of the things that I look at, but we've been following the charts relatively closely for the most part. For me, it's just kind of a simple guide for what we may see in the future. And then I take into account what's going on with Tesla specifically, the macro environment, sentiment everywhere, lots of different pieces that go into it that could potentially dictate whether we're going to be breaking trends or not. So again, it's not a perfect formula. I just kind of put everything together and come up with a good thesis for the near term. For me, I'm long term. I just like to learn about things in the near term. And for me, it's great buying opportunities. If we're on a downward trend and everybody is scared, that's what I want to buy. I want to buy more at those levels. Unless something breaks down fundamentally with the company, there is no reason to not be excited when it's down. Yeah, I know it's awesome to see your portfolio going green. I know full well that many of you aren't buying anymore. You've been a long-term investor and you just want to see it appreciate. I get that, but not everybody's in that situation. Some people are still a little guy like myself. I was just discussing today over on X that I put $75 a week into Tesla. I put $75 a week into dividend stocks and ETFs. People question, why am I not just putting all of that money right into Tesla? Well, as I explained here in this post, the power of passive income. Some have questioned why I'm bothering with the dividend stocks and ETFs versus just putting that extra money into Tesla stock. I just started this year. Here is my monthly passive income growth, and afterward, I will explain how this will net me even more Tesla stock. So here's my breakdown for this year. January I pulled in $36.63. February was $44.98. March was $79. April was $145.41. May was $102.45. June was $172.60. July is $196.16. And August so far is $199.77. And we still haven't finished the month out yet. I have two CDs that are maturing and a couple of more dividend ETFs that are going to be paying out before the end of the month. So, in conclusion, every week I add $75 to Tesla and $75 to dividend plays. My passive income is currently at $50 per week, and based upon projections, will surpass that $75 per week next month. Continue that snowball going forward, and I will have significantly more income available to invest into Tesla stock versus just adding the extra $75 weekly. So when it comes down to it, dividends could be something long-term to play that's going to be a nice safety net. The way I look at it is I've been talking about it for a couple of years now when it comes to this channel and looking at cash flow is king. Where can you get cash flow coming in during especially times when the market may be down? I know many of you are saying, I'm out of dry powder. Well, cool. If you had a passive income source like dividends and ETFs, guess what? You'd really be without dry powder. You would always have something coming in to be able to purchase more stocks of whatever you want, whether it's Tesla stock, Palantir, SoFi, whatever other companies you want to purchase, you would have this income coming in to be able to do that. Now, the huge benefit of this, which is how Warren Buffett does it, is typically dividend plays are more value oriented. You may get a slow growth out of them. There are some ETFs that are out there that give you both very good growth and a decent yield on them. However, when you're looking at downtimes in the market and your portfolio is down, those are the times that you want to have that cash on hand to be able to purchase more. That's when you want to buy. When the market is low, buy low, sell high. Yeah. Well, when it's low and you haven't prepared by having a giant cash stockpile on the side, where are you going to get your money from? You're not. You're going to sit there and you're going to be kicking yourself. I need to go work harder. I need to sell along. I don't know what I need to do, but I need money because I want to buy the stocks because they're down right now. Well, guess what? If you have dividends coming in, now you've got that cash flow coming in. Now you can take advantage of that because, sure, in very difficult times, companies may pull back on their dividends, but typically they truly don't. And these value plays typically don't do that. As a matter of fact, during difficult times, value plays usually tend to do better. Those are your companies where people are like, well, I can only afford what I need. And that's those value plays. Those are still going to be paying dividends. Those are going to keep your portfolio balanced during times when the market is down. You want to add to your awesome growth plays like Tesla stock? Have those other plays on the side as diversity. So this way you have cash flow coming in to buy more of that big stock. If you got a ton of money coming in and you don't want to worry about that, that's fine. But for me as a little guy, I'm capped out. Who knows what's going to happen with my job? I don't know if I'm going to end up taking a pay cut. Well, guess what? If I take a pay cut, that's even less money I can put into Tesla stock. So now I go from $75 to maybe 50 to maybe 25. Where am I going to get that extra money from? I've only got so much time in the day. I can't go out and work another job. I'm already doing this. I'm doing that. I'm up at 3:30 in the morning. I don't go to bed until 8:30 at night. And I'm literally working that entire time other than my workouts in the morning. That's it. I only have so much time and so much income that I can bring in by trading time for money. So if I can have my money making me money, that allows me to have more money to invest more money. That is where I want to be. That's why I'm doing this. And I wanted to share that with you guys as to why I'm not just putting all of my money right into Tesla stock. I like the diversity as well. I don't want to have everything in Tesla stock, although my portfolio still is 72% Tesla. That is something that long term I think is going to be awesome. And I think Tesla will end up paying dividends in the long term. However, between now and then, how can I accumulate even more shares of Tesla to be able to take advantage of those dividends in the future? That's why I have these plays. And so now on to the catalyst that some people are saying is what drove Tesla up over 7% today. So as Tesla Boomer pop-up posts out here, good to see that a few some are getting the Tesla story. Tesla stock rose more than 5% on Monday as Baird analyst Ben Kallo highlighted some positive developments ahead of the EV maker in the second half of the year, including the launch of the Cybertruck. Quote, potential upcoming catalysts for the stock include Cybertruck launch, a wider scale adoption of full self-driving, continued growth in the energy business, expanding into new markets, and a possible AI day, among others, the analyst wrote in a note to clients about Tesla and other companies. Baird set an outperform rating on the stock, the equivalent of buy, and a $300 price target, representing an upside of about 32% over Monday's share price. So again, why would one analyst rating coming out move the stock price 7%? Truly don't think it's just one analyst rating that came out. Again, we saw the charts, we were at that level, not to say that the charts dictate where the stock is going to move, but when market manipulators are trying to move things one way or another, people say the charts are just technical analysis and it's just hooey. However, market manipulators utilize those charts because the more people who use them, the more they work. So they use them intentionally to move the stock in the direction that they want it to go to be able to make as much money as possible. So whatever it is, I'm sure the Baird analysis came out and was kind of a bit of a catalyst and positive to come into the week. Now we saw a lot of other tech stocks as well. The entire NASDAQ was up significantly today. And again, NVIDIA earnings coming up on Wednesday, there may be some just market-wide buying going into these stocks ahead of NVIDIA earnings. So we will see how this week plays out. Again, awesome way to start the week. Very excited about this. Let me know how you guys feel about it. I'm sure you're excited. My cost basis right now is $221. So I was red. Now I'm green again. Excited about that. But again, being long-term, I'm really not too concerned. If I have opportunities to buy under $200, I'm certainly going to take them and not complain. If we continue to run up from here, I'm also not going to complain. I'm just going to complain because I can't get as much bang for my buck out of it. That's all. But either way, I'm going to be happy. So let me know how you guys feel about it today. Let me know what you think was the reason why we were up 7%. Otherwise, thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate all of your support. Have a great one.